Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hello everyone, how are you today? I hope all of you in a good condition. So today I'm here with my group 7 from University of Makassar to explain to you about what is nuclear energy. If you heard about this topic, some of you maybe think about the nuclear bomb, am I right? But actually, nuclear is not just about the bomb. Nuclear energy is have positive impact too. If you want to know about that, let's keep on watching the video. But the first, let me introduce about me and my group. My name is Rizka Handayani, but you can call me with Rizka.
My name is Azahra Medita Salsabila.
My name is Yudhistira Bayusuga.
Let's go to the first part. Number 1, we're going to talk about the definition. So what is nuclear energy? Nuclear energy is energy that results from reaction between particles in the atomic nucleus. The source of nuclear energy is the binding energy of free particles. Nuclear energy is produced from energy sources that are low in carbon, cheap, and safe to use. The raw materials used are uranium and plutonium. The use of nuclear energy has been attempted by scientists since the early 19th century anecdotally through the use of nuclear reactions. The two sources, protons and neutrons, are independently free particles. When they combine to form one atom, these particles are bound by what is called binding energy. Part of the binding energy in form of kinetic energy, which is then dissipated, released in the fission reaction, produced into heat in the full medium, which then becomes a source of nuclear energy. Next, power generation. Nuclear energy can be converted into electrical energy by using a detector. The generation of electrical energy utilizes a chain reaction that occurs in a nuclear reactor. The cost of generating electricity by using nuclear energy is cheaper than other energies. In addition, nuclear energy can overcome the energy crisis because the energy produced is almost entirely utilized.
Impact: reduce global warming. Reducing the amount of carbon dioxide exhaust emission can be done by reducing the use of coal. Nuclear energy can be used as a substitute for fossil fuels, especially coal. During the generation of electricity using nuclear energy, no waste is produced in the form of carbon dioxide. Next is environmental ecosystem damage. Nuclear energy produced through nuclear reaction will produce radioactive waste that is harmful to health and the environment. Radioactive waste is partly dispersed into the atmosphere and partly recycled. The rest is packaged and then buried in the bowels of the earth or thrown to the seabed. The rest of this waste will naturally return to its normal isotope after decades have passed. The rest of this waste will damage the ecosystem in an environment. One of the worst nuclear bombs in the world is Chernobyl in Ukraine. This nuclear disaster occurred on April 26, 1986 at the Chernobyl nuclear power center, Ukraine. The explosion at the site caused a large number of radioactive particles to release into the atmosphere and spread from the Soviet Union to Western Europe. The radioactive released 400 times more than the nuclear atomic bomb on Hiroshima. The Chernobyl disaster is considered the worst nuclear disaster in history. 31 people died, while hundreds survived but suffered from cancer and disabilities. Cleaning at this place cost up to $18 billion. This tragedy caused widespread radiation contamination in Ukraine, as far as Belarus and Russia. This tragedy also opened the eyes of the world through the International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, that the world needs to cooperate and share information in the use of nuclear energy. Until now, rehabilitation for the victims of Chernobyl is still continuing. Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus continue to be burdened with the cost of decontamination and medical care for victims. The city seems to have stopped in 1986 and is now a living museum, all left and abandoned.
History of nuclear manufacture. Nuclear was first created in August 1942 by the United States in a project called the Manhattan Project. The first nuclear bomb test was carried out in the desert in the state of New Mexico in July 1945, and this location is called the Trinity Site. The United States used the first nuclear bomb in history and dropped it on Hiroshima on August 6, 1945. The type of nuclear bomb used was uranium. The second nuclear bomb dropped by the United States on Nagasaki on August 9, 1945 was a plutonium bomb. The bomb dropped on Hiroshima contained 64 kilograms of uranium, which released the energy equivalent of 15 kilotons of chemical explosions. These explosions caused huge wave, hot air, and tremendous radiation. This process makes all the dust and debris lifted into the air to form a mushroom shape. Start and is a characteristic of nuclear explosions. Not only that, the radioactive particles also fly into the air and fall back to the Earth's surface. In August 1949, the Soviet Union also succeeded in developing a nuclear bomb. They conducted a nuclear test in Kazakhstan. Several other countries also tested a nuclear, such as Britain, France, China, India, and Pakistan. The experiment was carried out in the period of 1952 to 1998. This experiment was carried out in various fields, such as air and underground.
Thank you so much for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.